Hi guys, it's Nicole here with Mommy Tips by Cole. I wanted to do a really quick video. This is kind of like a post-travel video that will complete my travel series that I did before we went on a 2-week vacation to visit family in Las Vegas. I did a tips for traveling with kids or small kids by air. I think some packing tips and a couple more other videos, and I'll link them down below. But we had experienced something that was unexpected during our vacation, and if you had seen our vlogs or follow me on any social media, you would have known that all 3 of my kids got really sick. They had a really bad virus, stomach virus, vomiting, diarrhea constantly for almost 24 hours, and my eldest had to get IV fluid treatment at the ER, and they all had to get shots to control the nausea, and it took a couple days to kind of get their energies back up, get their appetites back to normal, as well as their digestive system back on track. So it was just really unfortunate that they had to get sick, and also my husband and my in-laws had gotten sickness as well. So it was just a really unfortunate circumstance that I don't wish on anybody, especially when you're on your vacation. You're there to have fun, have a great time, and you would not think or expect something like that to happen, but it does, and more often than I would like. It has happened to us before when we went to Vegas with my 2 girls at the time while I was pregnant. Almost the same type of sickness hit me first, and then my eldest daughter, and then my husband, and then my in-laws. So we have been through this before, and even on other trips, my daughter, my eldest, has gotten fevers and coughing, just things even during flight. So a lot of these things you don't ever wish to happen, or don't even like to happen on a regular while you're home, but even more so while you're on vacation. To start off, I wanted to mention a couple of key points to keep in mind before your trip. You have to consider, where are you going? Are you just traveling domestic or international? What are the time differences, whether it's 3 hours cross country or 12 hours worldwide? Seasonal differences, maybe you're in a winter climate and traveling overseas to somewhere where it's tropical weather. Those things play a huge factor, because jet lag, adjusting to temperature changes, and even the overall flight and just overall travel experience. Sometimes, like for us, going to the Philippines would take us practically a whole day to get there, with all of the plane changes and so forth like that, and then the time differences, just adjusting to 12 hours ahead. I have yet to travel with my kids overseas, but even just traveling there as an adult was very hard on my body. I would always get sick when going there, so I'm kind of fearful to take my kids there, and I think I want to wait till they're older. But those are important factors to keep in mind before you want to make sure definitely to have all of your vaccinations done. This does not only apply to kids, but yourself as an adult, especially if you're going overseas. Next, you want to make sure to bring your insurance cards, all of your insurance cards for yourself and the kids. I don't know how that works when you go overseas, but my experience with emergencies happening domestically, of course, it's very important to have all of those things on you at all times. I was carrying a small little purse around with me during our vacation, and when we went to the ER, I almost thought I left my insurance cards for the kids in like my huge bag back at my in-laws' house. But thankfully enough, I did remember to transfer the kids' insurance cards into my little mini wallet, so that I had it on hand when we went to the ER. So that is another important thing, just to have it with you at all times. As far as insurance goes, it's important to know the details of your coverage and just to plan ahead, because everybody's coverage is completely different, and it also can vary from state to state. And I had that in my experience. Certain insurance was covered everything where we live, however things would differ in another state, or certain things were not covered, or certain medications were not covered. So we had to allot for extra money out of pocket to pay for certain medications that would be cheaper or free or whatnot where we live. So that is important to know that ahead of time. And aside from that, to plan that into your budget, emergency budget. So not only have a budget for traveling, but you need to have an emergency budget. Or maybe you don't have insurance at the moment. You need to plan in advance to have that allotted budget in case emergencies occur. Moving on to some things that you should have or do in the event of emergency. So I did a video showing how we pack, and I think I showed like my medicine bag in that video, and I'll link all those videos down below if you want to see. But I had showed everything that I keep in my emergency medicine bag. I even did a video in the winter on cold and flu season, things to have to be prepared. I'll link that down below because maybe it will apply to you if you travel in the winter time, even though it's currently spring where I'm at the moment. But just to have all those emergency medicines, whether they're acetaminophen, cough medicines, or maybe your child has asthma, or maybe they need emergency medication, maybe they have allergies. Bring all of those things, everything you can think of, even for yourself, Advil, Tylenol, whatever it is. Bring everything with you. It is an extra bag to carry, but believe me, you will be thankful because the time comes that you need it. You will be thankful that you have it. Also, while on vacation, be observant of what you're doing, where you're eating, any changes in your child's stools or in their stomach. Any changes at all in their just regular digestive behavior, because sometimes they can get food poisoning, or yourself. So it happens. So you want to keep in mind, where did you eat, what day, what did they eat, just so you know in case. Also, washing your hands, sanitizing, staying hydrated, especially if you are in a hot climate. Those are important things that are just common sense, but just keep in mind also to prevent any sicknesses from happening. And depending on where your accommodations are, maybe you're staying with relatives and you're lucky enough to have a washer and dryer on hand like we did, or maybe you're staying in a hotel. Maybe you want to bring extra clothes, extra underwear, extra sleeping clothes, because I have to say this, I have to stress this because I've been through it twice. We had to go through so many clothes and so many underwears for the kids, being that they had diarrhea and vomiting. And if I didn't have all of those extra clothing on hand, I don't know what I would have put on them. Luckily enough, I did bring tons and tons of extra items if you had seen my packing video, but we also were able to use my mother-in-law's washer and dryer. So if you are staying in a hotel, you will probably not have that convenience, and they do have laundry services, but that's an extra expense. So if you want to avoid that extra expense and hassle of waiting, bring tons of extra clothes, because you never know what's going to happen. Last but not least, things to remember in the event that you do experience sudden sicknesses within your family on vacation. You have to keep calm as you can. It is a scary thing, especially when it comes to your children, them getting sick, having to go to the ER, and going through anything that you could think of that you would never want to happen even on a regular day. But just keeping calm and just knowing the priority is just to get them healthy again. It's just the most important thing, you know. As a mom, I think we're kind of good at multitasking and just taking on whatever comes at us, but we all have our moments where we might lose our cool or just get panicky and nervous. So just try to stay as calm as you can, and I think is my number one thing. I think now, having 3 kids, I am more calm than I think I was even with just 1. I might be freaking out inside, but on the outside, I'm just trying to stay calm because I don't want to scare them especially. And also remember, things do not always go as planned. There will always be something that's changing, whether it's an emergency or not, whether it's serious or minor. You just have to adjust to it and just learn to go with the flow. I am like type A personality, like to have everything planned out, like to write things down. Lists are like my number one thing. And just having a plan in general. But if I've learned anything from the year, especially after becoming a mother, it never happens the way that you plan in your mind. So with that said, just try to go with the flow and just learn to adjust with anything that comes your way. Last but not least, in addition to staying calm, is just to keep focused and stay as positive as you can, because you want to get everybody back healthy so that you can resume your vacation festivities and have a great time and create wonderful memories. And regardless if you experience sudden sickness on vacation or not, you know, the most important thing is that you're spending time as a family, quality time. Just take it as you go, and number one thing is that you are together and that you will have a good time no matter what, and that you will get through. So that's basically it for all of my tips. I hope that this helps you. If you have something in addition that you want to mention to me that I may not be aware of and have not experienced yet, as a mom, let me know in the comments down below so that other moms can read it too. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and for all of you that requested that I do this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!